Weird passenger habits on flights that make no sense. Flying is one of those experiences that brings together people from all walks of life, cultures and personalities, all packed into a flying metal tube for hours. And with that unique setup, you get to witness some truly strange, funny and downright confusing behaviors from fellow passengers. In this video we're going to explore some of the weirdest things people do on flights. From passengers who treat the aisle like their personal yoga studio, to those who think the overhead bin is a free-for-all storage cupboard, we'll cover it all. This is not just for a laugh, it's also a chance to recognize these habits, avoid making them ourselves, and maybe learn how to handle them better if we ever encounter them on our own flights. So stay with me till the end because I promise you'll either say, "Oh no, I've seen that before," or "Wait, I've done that myself." And hey, before we take off into the world of weirdness, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and share your own experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear the strangest thing you've ever seen or maybe even done on a flight. Alright, tray tables up, seat belts on, let's get started. Let's begin with one of the most common yet baffling behaviors: the seat recliners. Now there's nothing wrong with reclining your seat. The button is literally there for you to use. But the weird part, some people slam that button the second the plane takes off, pushing their seat all the way back, even if the person behind them hasn't finished their meal. Imagine trying to eat your pasta while the tray table is practically on your lap. And then there's the midnight recliner, the passenger who decides to suddenly fling their seat back when everyone else is half asleep, creating a domino effect of startled travelers. It's not wrong, but it's weird how some people don't consider the timing or the space of others. Then we have the shoeless wanderers. You've probably seen them, the ones who remove their shoes the moment they sit down. Okay, fair enough, long flights are tiring. But then they take it to another level, wandering to the bathroom barefoot. Now that's a whole different risk category. Airplane bathrooms aren't exactly the cleanest places on Earth, and yet people just stroll in as if it's their own and soot. And sometimes it doesn't stop there. You'll find someone propping their bare feet up on the seat in front of them, or worse, resting them on the armrest of your seat. Imagine watching your in-flight movie and suddenly, two toes appear in your peripheral vision. It's one of the strangest and most disliked things passengers do. Next up, the overhead bin hoarders. Airlines give clear instructions: one carry-on and one personal item. But some passengers treat the overhead bin like a game of Tetris. They'll shove in their backpack, their roller bag, their jacket, their shopping bags, their souvenirs, and maybe even a pillow they decided not to carry. The weirdest part is when they use someone else's bin space, 3 rows away from their seat. And then, of course, there's always that one person who stands up immediately after landing and tries to yank their bag out while the plane is still taxiing. You've probably heard the flight attendant's voice: "Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign is switched off." But for some people that announcement seems optional. Let's talk about the bathroom campers. On long-haul flights, bathrooms are a valuable shared resource. Most people go in, do their business and get out. But then you get those mysterious passengers who seem to move in. They spend 20, 30, sometimes even 40 minutes inside. What are they doing in there? A skincare routine? Changing into pajamas? Recording a podcast? Nobody knows. But everyone in the aisle is left awkwardly waiting, doing that subtle shuffle that says, "I really need to go." And sometimes they come out looking exactly the same, so the mystery deepens even further. Another strange but funny category: airplane yoga masters. Yes, stretching is important on flights, especially long ones. But some people take it to Olympic levels. You'll see them balancing in the aisle, doing lunges next to the bathroom, or practicing full-on downward dog in the emergency exit row. It's like the plane has turned into a flying yoga studio. And while it's definitely healthy, it can be a little awkward when you're walking back from the bathroom and suddenly find yourself in the middle of someone's warrior pose. And then there's the clappers. You've either experienced this or you haven't, but in some flights when the plane lands, people actually clap. It's a cultural thing in some countries, but for others it's completely bizarre. Imagine flying into Sydney and the whole cabin bursts into applause as if the pilot just performed a live concert. It's not harmful, but it's definitely one of those weird behaviors that divide opinion. Let's not forget the talkers. Flights are usually a mix of people. Some want to nap, some want to watch movies, and some just want peace. But then there's that one passenger who wants to share their life story with you. They'll lean over, start with a simple, "So where are you heading?" And before you know it, you know their family history, pet's name, and all about their job. Now, sometimes this can be lovely, it can lead to surprising friendships. But other times, especially on a 14-hour flight, it's just a bit much. Now, on to something a little more awkward. Strange eating habits. Airlines give out meals and for the most part people quietly eat. But some passengers bring their own special snacks. And not just chips or cookies. I'm talking full meals packed from home. Curries, stir-fries, maybe even fried fish. The smell fills the cabin and suddenly the entire row is sharing one person's dinner. Some people also manage to spill things in the most unbelievable ways. Tomato sauce explosions, coffee floods, noodle disasters. You name it, it happens on flights. Let's move to strange sleeping positions. Airplane seats aren't the most comfortable, so people get creative. Some curl up like cats, some hang halfway into the aisle, and some lean on total strangers. You'll occasionally find someone who uses the tray table as a pillow. And then, of course, there are the snorers, snoring so loudly that the noise competes with the engines. Sometimes, people even fall asleep in the strangest places, like the floor near the emergency exit or against the bathroom wall. You can't make this stuff up. Another classic. Armrest battles. Middle seat passengers know this pain. Both armrests are contested territory. You'll get silent elbow wars where two people keep subtly pushing each other off. No one speaks about it, but the battle goes on for hours. It's a small thing, but it's one of those weird, unspoken airplane experiences. Then there are the DIY entertainers. On long flights, some passengers get bored. Instead of watching the in-flight movies, they entertain themselves in unusual ways. Singing quietly to themselves, playing games on their phone without headphones, or even practicing magic tricks for their seatmate and someone sketching portraits of passengers around them. Imagine looking up and seeing yourself being drawn on someone's notepad mid-flight. It's both flattering and weird at the same time. Finally, let's mention the rule breakers. There's always that one passenger who thinks the rules don't apply to them. The phone still on during takeoff person. The seatbelt off while taxiing person. Or even the person who decides to stand upright when the plane is still descending. It's bizarre and sometimes frustrating, but always a memorable part of the flight experience. So, why is this important? Because recognizing these weird habits not only makes flying more entertaining but also helps us become more considerate passengers ourselves. If we know what annoys or confuses people, we can avoid doing it and maybe even make the skies a little friendlier. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen someone do on a flight? Or have you done something unusual yourself? Share your stories in the comments. I promise they'll make for some entertaining reading. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more fun and informative stories about travel and life in Australia. Thanks for flying with me through this video. Until next time, safe travels and keep your shoes on.